What is sportsmanship? Welcome to the Racing Etiquette. In this section, you will be learning about sportsmanship, an important element in everyone's participation in the online races of Gran Turismo. The history of sports is as old as human history, and the definition of sports is said to be as numerous as there are researchers in the field.
So we're starting on pole position in this race, but keep an eye on this guy, Ash Zalot, the Finnish guy, over there in the Audi, because he's going to cause us a lot of trouble in this race. And by the way, sorry for not uploading for like the past 2 or 3 weeks or so. That's because I have my final exams, so I can't really make any videos. But anyway, let's get straight into this video. So it's a rolling start, this race, which means we have a good gap at the start. However, the caps quickly gonna fade away as we brake slightly early, just to make sure we don't go wide or overcook it. And Ash, on the other hand, gets really dangerously close. Even though we have the better exit, he has a slipstream, and he's gonna be close enough to go for a move around the outside here then. Still around the outside, which is gonna be the inside, however.
And if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver.
And by taking the words of Ayrton Senna himself, we go for that small gap there, but he's also gonna go for the gap which I've created as he sticks on the inside. We go slightly wide, with a little bit of contact, but the French guy gets hurt us and we drop all the way down to third. But this is where the chaos of this race starts to kick in. So I'm gonna try and go down the inside, but you can see the French guy just suddenly moves to the right. The Audi there is gonna cut, Ash is gonna cut straight to the right, hit us. French guy goes wide, hits us off the track, and we're gonna drop back to fourth as the Italian there goes from fourth into first. So kind of a reverse Uno card here. We go into fourth, he goes into first, and now we could be in danger of getting to fifth as we are under pressure from the British guy there, but we don't really fight with him for too long and we stay ahead, and the other guy has a penalty as well. The French guy, however, drops down to third. Italian still in the lead, Ash in second, and as the guy behind us is about to serve his penalty there, a 1 second time penalty, this gives us a nice margin from the cars behind of us. And we are close to the cars ahead of us, so we could literally finish anywhere. We could be first or we could be dead lost. Who knows? Anyway then, focusing on the French guy, we get a really good exit compared to him, and most importantly we have the slipstream. And we're gonna get really close down the inside. We brake later than him, and we do in fact manage to keep that position. He bumps us a little bit from the back, but nothing too major. Maybe he loses a bit of time, but he could have avoided that, so it wasn't really anyone's fault. Anyway then, the cars ahead, on the other hand, are still battling, which is perfect for me, because their battles isn't really the cleanest of battles, as we're gonna see Ash here is gonna cause even more chaos during this race, and he's gonna go for a weird move. Now, the thing about him is he seems to be more so blind about the cars ahead of him, completely unaware, because he just kind of pushed the Italian off, made him have a bit of a drift, and then he got into the lead. And he's gonna pretty much do it again here as we go into the chicane. Once again, the chicane causing a lot of trouble. You can see he just turns in on the Italian. The Italian put his nose down the inside. Ash doesn't even care, just turns right, hits him, nearly causes more chaos, and it kind of backfires on him because now he's fighting me. But once again, he pushes me off the track, well, nearly off the track anyway, and we drop back to third. Instead, the Italian now is going to be in the lead by a fair margin. However, through here I'm going to focus on getting the better exit. You can see I pull over to the left more than usual and just suddenly turn into straight in my line, absolutely abusing the curb, and we do get a much better exit than Ash here. And in the slipstream as well, which I don't think he has from the car ahead. And look how defensive he's going to go through here. But then once again, taking by the words of Ayrton Senna, we're still going to go for that small gap there, even going off the track just to make sure we have the inside line through here. And normally you'd go to the left and open up the track here, but he doesn't. Instead, he just brakes at the normal braking point, which is not what you want to do when you're on the inside line, forcing him to go wide. I kind of understeer into him.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
He goes off the track, and the Italian guy losing complete control of his car, drifting. We'll have a look at all the weird stuff that happened during this race at the end. We'll have a look at the incident that happened on the first lap, as well as that incident there with the Italian and why he spun. but I'm pretty sure it's some kind of glitch. Like I said, we'll have a look at it at the end and we'll see exactly what happened. So we're gonna speed forward through this part here. Now, to the credit of Ash, he's kind of fast. Now, to be fair, I wasn't really pushing because I had a bit of a margin, so I didn't want to mess things up, especially around this track. I had a lot of incidents through qualifying, so just making sure we keep it clean. However, keep an eye on how far behind he is here, right? Maybe he's just outside of slipstream range, perhaps maybe just in it, something around that range. And as we go once again through this hairpin chicane, whatever you want to call it, keep an eye on the radar. There he is, just rams me on the inside with a very, very stupid dive bomb there. And once again, side by side through this corner, and he's gonna push me wide yet again. Mind you though, this is the final lap, and there's about 3 corners left to go until the end of the race. And at this point, I was like, this guy doesn't deserve to win even. So I was gonna basically do whatever I want, even if I make contact, I was gonna get this lead. So I'm gonna pause it right here because this happens really quickly. So I was gonna take a really tight line through the inside, make sure I get the position, kind of like meet him at the apex and make sure I'm ahead of him. But this is what happened instead. I think what happened instead is much more satisfying than what I wanted to happen, because he gets a 2-second time penalty. Yep. Gets a 2-second time penalty. I still go for that move and it does work. I do get ahead of him. However, no matter what he does, he can't really get that win. You know, it's over for him. Instead, he's gonna get salty, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. Because he's getting really close with the slipstream, but then he starts ramming me on the side, trying to spin me out perhaps. I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but we survive his attacks, and we stay in the lead, and we win this race. Now, let's have a look at the replay of the chaos that will happen. So this is from my point of view. You can see the French guy just slightly turning in, moving to the right, then goes the Finnish guy, Ash, just cuts over, hits me, pushes everyone wide, a lot of chaos happens, and the Italian is the person who comes out ahead. So this is from the Subaru's point of view, I think that's how I pronounce it, but it's from the French guy's point of view. You can see, just, he goes off the track, goes back on, hits me, Ash pushing everyone along, and there goes the Italian. This is the best point of view in my opinion, from the Italian's point of view, so you can see exactly what happened, all the carnage. And he just, Moses effect, really kind of just avoids everything and takes full advantage of it and goes into the lead. However, this is where he loses the lead. Now, this happened to me a lot of times through qualifying. I think you just put one wheel on the green stuff there and one wheel on the curb, and kind of like, you just lose control of the car. I don't know if it's a glitch or some kind of physics thing, but it's really weird. And this is the stupid move from very far away. Just no respect to anyone, just pushes everyone, goes straight through, hits me from the front, and at this point I just didn't want to respect him back, so I kind of pushed him along as well. But then he pushes me himself as well, and he goes into the lead temporarily anyway, until he gets the penalty. And I'm not, to be honest, I'm not sure why he got the penalty. Maybe he went off track somewhere, or probably, I'm assuming, it's to do with the contact that he had there. But yeah, he gets a 2-second time penalty, and that's essentially his race over. Nothing he can do about it. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you never be a dirty driver. You can never win by being a dirty driver. Karma will strike you back. That's why you should always be clean, give respect, pay attention to the radar. Always pay attention to the radar. And this is probably the best example of what to not do, and it's not be like this guy. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching until the end. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like the video, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It really does help out a lot, and I will catch you all in the next video. Goodbye.